Healing your inner child is not about erasing the past. You can't erase the past. It's about reclaiming your future because you deserve love without having to beg for it, without having to chase it. You deserve peace without fear, joy without guilt. So, to the little girl, to the little boy, the little soul inside of you, I see you, I love you, and I honor your journey.
Welcome to Win Win with Gwen, hosted by Gwendolyn Shores, author, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and CEO of Minds Above Matters. This is the podcast where your dreams ignite, limits shatter, and action leads to the life that you deserve. Your breakthrough starts now.
I want to share something with you because it might help you, or maybe it may help someone that you know. There was a little girl who sat on the edge of her bed and she would hold her breath and she listened to footsteps in the hallway. She was about 8 years old, but she already knew what fear was. She already knew what fear tastes like. Now, that night, she didn't get a bedtime story or a gentle hug good night. Instead, she got words cut so deep, deeper than a bell could ever have. She heard, "You'll never be nothing." And that little girl, she grew up, she went to school, she got a job, she smiled in pictures. But every time she failed, every single time she was left, every time somebody didn't choose her, those words, they came back. Some of you might have already guessed it, and maybe some of you have not. So let me let the cat out the bag. The little girl that I'm talking about, I wasn't just telling her story, I was telling mine. And I know that I'm not alone. Somebody listening right now is their own version of the story that I just shared. Maybe it was the dad who never showed up. That's a version of the story I just told. Or even the mom who said, "I wish I'd never had you. I wish you were never born. You remind me of your father so much." Or maybe it was on a playground where you laughed or where you played that you heard those words from other kids. Or the secrets in the house that was supposed to be safe. Yes, your house was supposed to be safe as a child, but instead you seen things and you heard the adults in the house say, "What happened in this house stays in this house." Does that sound familiar? I know it's familiar from my childhood. The wounds that we get from these situations, they don't just disappear because we've grown up. Just because you grow up don't mean that those wounds disappear. It doesn't mean that they go away because we removed ourselves from those situations and circumstances. They follow us into our relationships. They follow us into our jobs. They follow us into our dreams. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, those things, those situations, they leave your inner child crying or feeling years of trauma after the childhood, no matter how far you've gone, how many years have passed. Because guess what, honey? You can run, cannot hide from the trauma. So today, we're not running anymore. That's right. We are not running anymore. We're going to face that child. We're going to love that child and set them free so that you can finally win. Welcome to Win Win with Gwen, guys. I am so happy to be back with you guys. I am your coach, your sister, your friend on this journey. I am Coach Gwendolyn Shores. And before I dive deeper, let me give you your high five moment today. And I don't want to just be the only one clapping. You clap for yourself because you press play today. And that means you are already fighting for your healing. You're saying, "I'm not ignoring this anymore." That's power, guys. That's courage. That's what courage looks like. And for that, I see you. I celebrate you. So high five to you for choosing yourself today because not everybody is doing that. But you chose to consciously choose yourself today. And in a world where all we do is sit on our phones and flick, 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 and look, and click, 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 you took the time out for you. Look, I remember a season in my life where I just couldn't understand why I reacted so strongly to rejection. Oh, it was something. One small no, and I would spiral. One person walking away, and I'd feel like my whole world falling apart. And then it hit me. It wasn't the 30 something year old Gwen, baby. It was little Gwen, the girl who once begged her father not to leave, still waiting for him to stay. That's when I realized healing your inner child, it ain't optional. It isn't optional. It's survival. Because if you don't heal them, they will run your life. That inner child will run your life. And when that inner child runs your life, you're not truly living your life. Not the life where you get what you want out of it, not the life where you get to live in your purpose or when you'll lose more than you'll win when you let that child take over. And you deserve to have a fighting chance to win at every point in your life. I deserve it, and so do you. I did the work, and now I'm sharing that with you. I always want to share Bible verses. So the Bible says in Psalms 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Listen, the God within you doesn't just show up for the strong. It shows up for the little girl crying in the dark, the little boy who felt invisible, the broken parts you thought that no one could love. And every single part of you is worth loving, sweetheart. Healing your inner child is not just therapy. It's spiritual grounding, honey. And it's something that you must take out the time to do. Now, the way to heal the wounded inner child within us, we have to be willing to do the work. And doing that work looks like this. Because of course I was going to tell you what you need to do. You know, I'm always going to be there for you. So let's get to it. Honoring the child means no longer minimizing what that child went. So you're going to need to stop saying it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was bad. It truly hurt you. I used to say, oh, I'm fine. But my tears at 2 o'clock in the morning said something else. You've got to tell that little version of yourself, I believe you. I know you were hurt and I'm here now. You must be willing to express the truth because silence keeps us sick. It keeps us stuck. You've got to let it out, write it, shout it. Right. I advised one of my clients to write a letter to her father who left her. She never mailed it now. She didn't mail it, but she spoke every single word that she felt inside of her. Words that she never had the chance to say. And after doing that, can you believe that she said that that was the first night she ever slept? We've got to find a way to express those thoughts, those feelings, and get them out in a safe way. And writing a letter is a safe way to do that. And you don't have to mail it. That letter is for you. During the healing process, I need you to allow God and meditation to support you during this healing phase. You don't have to do this alone. I don't want you to do it alone. Because look, I remember when I let my friends into my story, just one trusted person, I realized I wasn't broken. I was human. And sometimes the most healing words are me too. And you hear that from people when you talk to them. You would be shocked how many people around you need to hear your voice, your story, not just for you to heal, but because your story opened up the door to their healing. The odds are, honey, you're not alone. You're not the only one trying to heal the inner child, and your voice carries power. So bring close people in, bring friends in, bring relatives in that you can trust because your voice matters. Doing this work means you're leading your life forward. And remember, healing doesn't just erase the past, but it gives you the pen back. You get to write the next chapter instead of reacting out of fear. You start responding out of wisdom instead of chasing love. You recognize that you're already loved because self love is the greatest love. And doing these steps will allow you to love yourself. Through my healing journey, I learned some powerful things. You see, I learned this, and I'm going to share this with you. I learned that unhealed childhood wounds show up in grown up. Oh, I was going through something before I started healing. What you don't heal, you hand down. And I had children, I wasn't handing that down to them. What you heal, you hand back in strength. Oh, I showed up strong for my children, for my family, for my friends. Healing your inner child isn't weakness, baby, sweetheart. It's some of the bravest work that you will ever do. I love to give assignments. If you guys have been listening to me, I love to give assignments that help you win because it's always a win-win with Gwen. So here's your healing homework for this week. You ready? I hope you are. I want you to write to your inner child. Tell them what you needed to hear back then. And tell them what you need to hear right now. And that is that you are enough. You are safe and you are loved. Speak truth over yourself every morning. Declare, I am no longer abandoned and I am chosen. Use this Bible scripture, Jeremiah 29:11, as your anchor. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you. Use that. And remember that. Check your reactions before you respond. Hmm, is this my healed self or the hurting child that's unhealed within me? That awareness alone is transformation. Don't ignore yourself. It's okay to talk to yourself and answer back when you're in the process of healing. Ask yourself those questions. Look, I need you to never, and I mean never, I need you to never forget that you're not alone because you're not alone. Healing feels heavy because you're carrying years of pain. I want you to know you've already survived the worst of it and you made it here. And if you made it here, you can make it through healing that inner child, but you've got to do the work. Let me repeat that. You've got to do the work. Say it with me one time. You've got to do the work because it is this work. Listen to this podcast, going out to do other research, listening to your minister, talking to your minister, seeking counseling. That is the work. Family, let me leave you with this. Healing your inner child is not about erasing the past. You can't erase the past. It's about reclaiming your future because you deserve love without having to beg for it, without having to chase it. You deserve peace without fear, joy without guilt. So to the little girl, to the little boy, the little soul inside of you, I see you, I love you, and I honor your journey. Now, don't you keep this podcast episode to yourself. Share it with someone you love. Hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode of Win Win With Gwen, so that you can always get these healing moments. And I want you to drop a comment and tell me, what lie did your inner child believe that you're ready to break free from? You hear that lie. You know it's a lie. And I know you're ready to break free from it because you've got this. You've got to do the work, and it's always a win-win with Gwen. That's just my reminder to those of you who are not doing the work. You've got to do the work. And let me say this one more time from my heart to you. What you heal in yourself, you heal for generations after you. That's legacy. That's freedom. That's healing. I'm transformational coach, Gwendolyn Shores, and it's always a win-win with Gwen. I'm going to walk with you through your journey of healing, through your journey of winning, through your journey to have the life that you always dreamed of because you deserve that. Join me here every Friday at 6:15 a.m. because without a doubt, I see you. And that's why I want to be here for you. And I want you to be here for me as well. So drop some comments and let me know what you've been through, what you've used to heal through some of these things in life. Let me know things that inspired you. I need inspiring too. It's always a win-win with Gwen. See you guys next week.